Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a special guest, Charlene, who's a good friend of mine, but she also happens to be interested in the topic of starting an online business, especially this whole outsourcing model, etc. And so she lives really close by. We're having a coffee or tea actually, and I thought, you know what, ask me a question and I'll answer it and I'll share it with the audience as well. So we're just discussing that about online business because I didn't all of a sudden knew about outsourcing. I went through the same journey as most people and tried different things online. And so I thought, let's use this session to share some of the other online businesses. What were some experiences so that people don't fall into that trap of trying a lot of different things and why I feel outsourcing is kind of the best model.
Yeah.
How did you decide to get into the online space and what was your first attempt at it?
So my first attempt was when I had to let go of my business. That I had a travel business in South Africa, and moving to Australia, I had to let it go because it was very hard for me to work on two time zones. It became very unhealthy, and we had to let that go. So I started looking at businesses that would give me the freedom of not having to be at one geolocation. So that's when I started looking into, online business. I dabbled on eBay. I did e-commerce businesses.
So on eBay, did you buy the products and then you shipped it, or you drop shipping or something? Like, are you physically dealing with the products?
I actually did both. So it's either you buy the product and you ship it, but when you do ship it, it takes so long to get to the customer.
Oh.
So then I thought, what if I bring it to me first, right? But also in bringing it to me, I end up having stock that might not sell.
So that's exactly what happened to me, guys. My first belief around online business was selling products. I had no idea about selling services at all. And so I had a nail polish business and I had all this stock in my spare bedroom, and every time someone orders, I had to go and get the stock out and then ship it, and that was not the dream life that I wanted.
No. And sometimes what will happen I thought maybe let me just put up an e-commerce store for it, right? And try and drop ship it that way via the store. And what will happen is sometimes you'd have the drop shipper forget and put his names and everything.
Oh God, that's exactly.
It's just too much.
Yes, trying to find the right drop shipper to ship the product, quality, etc. The other thing I find about e-commerce, especially selling, B2C consumer goods, is that you need to sell a lot to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're selling say my nail polish and making a few dollars per bottle, it's like I just realized quickly that I'm gonna need to have a lot of budget for marketing in order to get a lot of customers. Whereas what I love about the B2B like services business is you're selling to businesses. People are paying thousands of dollars to get certain services done. So the money and the margin, the scope of work is much bigger than the B2C is my experience.
And I also realized that model of online wasn't as online as I thought it was. Because I still needed to be very much hands-on with it. I started feeling the same pressures and, the frustrations that I had with the travel business, because still I was dealing with someone who was different time zone, physical, same as what I experienced with travel. So that's when I started getting interested in a different kind of online business, and that's why I came to you.
Yes, you came to me to ask more about this maybe digital services. And so let me show you some other ones that I failed in, and no, I wouldn't say fail. I didn't give it enough time. I was like, this is not it. So I found premium numbers that you can buy. So numbers that are very cool. You can actually buy it and then sell it at a premium price. So I was able to buy a $500 phone number and sell it at $3,500. Now, don't get fooled by it, because what happened when I realized was that every 6 months or something, if that phone number isn't used, it actually gets quarantined and basically you don't own this number. So I bought a bunch of phone numbers.
Wow.
And because I didn't kind of register, because I don't want to pay a plan for it because I'm just holding it. I didn't know that the rule was that it goes into the market again. To cut the story short, also, without the passion, like why am I interested in phone numbers? Come on, like is it my dream to transform people's life with phone numbers? No. So one key thing I learned from those kind of business that I started was I'm just chasing the money. And that even if I was able to keep those numbers, it wouldn't have lasted anyway, because I had no passion. It was not life-saving or transforming, right? So the other key thing about business is find something that you feel passionate about, that it's purposeful, it's impactful, that you create, and
because you'll be more frustrated doing something you're passionate about. I remember I was selling men's accessories at one point. And then the whole craze.
You're like, what are you doing?
I also did Amazon, FBA, that was a whole other frustration, and the time and effort that you put into all that, and the frustration you get starting out from all these, big businesses who can market very well. That's the other thing with Amazon. That you get stifled by the big businesses who have the budgets to market.
So that you're still competing in pricing.
Absolutely,
Yes.
you're competing in pricing and you're competing on being front of page.
You're
pushed
SEO
over to,
within Amazon.
Oh my goodness, you are the, I think, 3,000th results
Yes.
coming off on that.
There you go.
it's
See, some of
crazy.
these things you don't know, and it just sounds so good when someone's selling it. Not to say it doesn't work, right? But I'm just saying these are some of the challenges to look out for.
Yeah.
And of course, other models that I've tried is network marketing. So I'm sure most of us have been approached to do network marketing. Now, what I don't like about it is just this, spreading to, and not pushing, but you have to ask all your family members to join it, right? And then ultimately it doesn't feel like it's your own business either, because you're still selling the same product like everyone else. And look, not to say that the products aren't good. Some of the products are really good and the business model works because you're still having to kind of sell to the next person. But I kind of just don't like that pyramid kind of style, and you can just feel it when someone's has that business. And I don't want to be that person anymore that has network marketing, because you're kind of like talking to old friends that you haven't talked to for a long time. Hey, what are you doing? And then and they also teach you to be very secretive. So it's like, oh, I've got an opportunity for you. It's like, what is it? Oh, don't worry, come to this event.
Yeah, it's
like
so fake.
You're being taught this kind of way that it just doesn't feel right.
Very
for the soul.
deceitful.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know people that made it work, but it's just not for me.
Wasn't for you.
Yeah, it's not for me. And, they would always be on stage preaching that, all these success stories and stuff. And so whenever any business is really all about money and you're going to have this lifestyle, I just feel like it's not substance. It's just really like, never chase the money.
Not purposeful.
Yeah. Now, other ways that I've tried is even writing blogs, trying to earn money from Google AdSense. And look, all of those things take a really long time.
So much time.
And so I realized that I need to make money immediately. So what did I do next? So here's my story. I was out networking, did not know what to do next, because I just knew I didn't like the nail polish business anymore, but I knew I didn't want to go back to a job. So I was just getting myself out there anyway. So the tip for you is don't just sit at home and cry over your failed business. Go out there and explore, meet new people, because that's when you might potentially come up with a new idea. So I was out networking, created my own meetup event actually, just for people who are starting out. And then the attendees would come up and say, what do you do? And I would say, I run a nail polish business. And I'm also, exploring an idea. And then they're like, yeah, me too. I have this website that I'm trying to build but I'm having a challenge. And I'm like, actually, I have some knowledge with website. Like I found people to create my website. And then they're like, I don't have time. Can you do it for me? And that was when I stumbled across the opportunity of getting things outsourced. So I didn't have the skills. I don't have to have the money, because I collect the money from the client. And then I pay the outsourcing provider. So that, like, I remember the first project, Filipino web developer quoted me the full website for $600. And that is a bargain, right? And then to the client, I said, I can do it for $900. Of course, he's like, yeah. But I was new, I didn't know how to charge it, but that's not the whole point. The whole point was, I was like, oh my God, business is really about solving someone's problem. This person has an online marketing problem. He wants to get a website up and he needs someone to do it for him. He doesn't have time and he wants to pay at affordable prices. And I know someone who could do it at a good price. And so that was when I got my first client. And then it was so easy to get the next 2 clients, because now I'm thinking, what other marketing problems can I solve for people? And so I started to tell people that, I can help you with your marketing. What help do you need? And then once again, they said SEO or some other marketing thing, which I came across and know about it because of my nail polish business.
Right.
Now, what I did was I said, yes, I can help you. Now, who is going to deliver it? It's the outsourced providers, right? So the outsourced providers are experienced, they're skilled, they have portfolios, they have everything that the client needs proof. So I would, at the beginning, they're like, oh, can I see some sample work? Sure. I would ask the contractor, can I get some portfolio work that I can share with the client? Because he's your contractor now, you can technically say this is your team, right?
And you're providing a very good service.
So then you're saving them time and you're going to project manage and everything. And so I then I quoted the price, did the work, and then I was able to add on services. So the beauty about outsourcing services is that I could solve more problems
Yeah.
because it's not dependent on my skill set or my time.
Yes, and
It's someone
scalable.
else. Yes, it's scalable.
Yeah.
So I could have multiple clients immediately. Whereas I know some people who might already graphic designers, so they go and start a graphic design business and then they keep holding on to the work.
Yeah.
They just won't outsource.
Yeah.
Whereas because I didn't have the skill set, it became a blessing because I was like finding people to do it.
That's very
And
good.
with outsourcing, accessing talent from around the world, like
Yeah.
I was using Odess at the time, which is called Upwork now.
Okay.
You can post a job and within minutes you have people
You get it
thing.
done.
And then once you've got contacts with people, you can go back to the same people for the same work, right? It's not like you have to go and find new people all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But this was how I realized outsourcing model is just so simple. It's more of now you have to figure out what services should you limit it to because
Yeah.
it's just you can do everything.
And you don't spread yourself so thin by doing every single thing that comes with the business, you know, from top to bottom. So that's the other thing I love about, you know, an online service, especially when it comes to outsourcing, is you don't have to do everything.
Yes.
That's the other thing about starting a business or running a business is doing everything yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is, people think outsourcing is foreign, but it's actually not. Some people are already familiar with outsourcing, right? Like, I mean, if you're lazy to cook, you outsource by going to a restaurant. If you don't know how to do your taxes and accounting,
Yeah.
it's easy for you to straight away go, I need an accountant.
Yeah.
But somehow your brain just stuck there and does not think outside the box.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that the moment you start a business and you know what the service the client needs, you should try to have as much things done by someone else as possible because your time needs to be on growing the business. You need
Yeah.
to think about systemizing your business, finding more clients
Yeah.
because you just want to be kind of the conductor of the business
I think
rather
that's
than
the thing
fulfillment.
that people get stuck with because they think outsourcing is actually taking and spending money away from the business. So what would you say to someone who thinks outsourcing is maybe an expense that isn't warranted?
It is only expense if you you buy someone's time and you sit there on your ass and you're not doing anything, right? And so when I am outsourcing or having someone else to do, I am really focused on doing things that are generating income.
Right.
So right now in my new Dawn Media Productions YouTube marketing service, I've tried to find a way to have all the components delivered by my contractor team. But I myself is spending time on lead generation, on things that are going to bring more clients. Now, if I'm stuck in it, I know I have no time for clients. There is no way I can grow the business if there's no sales.
Yeah.
And so you just have to really focus and prioritize your time. And you have to take the leap. Outsourcing is going to require faith.
Yeah.
Faith in that investing in someone else's time is going to give you that growth or that space to grow, right? And so just like I was talking about cleaning, so my cleaner just came, my house is spotless right now. Cleaning, yes, some of my people might think it's a waste of money. I could just do it myself. But the time that you spend doing that, you could be doing something else. Even if after work you can do it, you could be resting.
Yeah.
You could actually allowing yourself to feel relaxed and calm and enjoy quality time with your family so that the next day you can hustle again.
And that brings you back to being a holistic business owner.
Exactly. And then I will be able to succeed in my business because I'm not trying to save money on those things that still cost much cheaper than my hourly rate.
So you're essentially removing yourself from the mundane tasks of a business and, you know, paying attention to what brings you money.
Always ask yourself, am I spending time doing the most effective or impactful things?
Yeah.
Right? It's not about saving money. It's like if you know that you're good or you have to be the one getting more clients, more sales, and you need that brain space, spend as much time doing that. And to do that, invest in some money with resources, outsourcing. I hope we've answered some of the questions. Oh, wait, maybe that's not your question. It was a question around outsourcing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have Charlene back here regularly because, I mean, we are actually going through the journey together in real life where I'm challenging her to try new things. So for now, she's actually learning to start to get herself out there. So as a rule of thumb, even if you haven't already got a business idea, you need to start building your brand, start getting out there, practicing the skill set of creating content. How do you feel about creating content right now in this point in time?
I don't like the idea right now because it goes against everything I believe in, my limiting belief. So I'm learning how to change that because for me, I don't need to share. You don't need to know anything. All I need to do is to, you know, give you product or whatever service I'm giving you. But like we said, I need to learn what it is that's happening now.
In the next video, we're going to share with you why you need to build your personal brand right now.
Absolutely. And I will share how I've gone so far. I'm looking forward to it and I believe I can do it. So, yeah.
Thanks, guys. See you in the next video.
See you. Bye.